There is a poverty that has nothing to do with money. It is not marked by empty cupboards or threadbare clothes. It is found in spacious, well-appointed homes. It hums quietly in the climate-controlled air of a new car. It scrolls endlessly on the high-resolution screen of the latest phone. This poverty wears the disguise of comfort. It is the slow, luxurious erosion of a man's spirit, paid for in monthly installments of convenience and safety. He is not hungry, but he is starving. He is not cold, but he has forgotten what real warmth feels like. He lives in a world engineered to remove friction, and in doing so, it has removed the very texture that makes him feel alive. Comfort, he is starting to understand, is the new poverty, and he is its willing, quiet prisoner. For generations, the fight was against scarcity. The goal was clear: secure food, shelter, stability, safety. The entire machinery of modern society, technology, industry, innovation has been spectacularly successful in that fight. It has built a world where discomfort is an anomaly, an outrage to be swiftly corrected. A flickering light bulb is replaced instantly. A slight chill triggers a furnace. A moment of boredom is annihilated by a universe of entertainment in the palm of the hand. The struggle has been won, but in the rubble of that victory lies a haunting question. What is a man for when the basic struggles are gone? What becomes of his strength, his resilience, his capacity for endurance when the world asks for none of it? His ancestors fought lions and droughts and wars. He fights. The slow traffic on his commute, the mediocre coffee, the minor inconvenience of a software update. His battles are simulations, and a part of him, deep in his bones, knows the difference. This life of managed comfort creates a profound spiritual dissonance. He lives in a body evolved for exertion, for overcoming, yet it is cradled in ergonomic support from morning until night. He possesses a mind shaped for solving acute problems, for focusing under pressure, yet it is fragmented into 1,000 digital notifications, each a microproblem that requires no real solution, only a swipe. He is a thoroughbred racehorse put out to pasture in a small, perfectly manicured paddock. All his needs are met. The fence is not to keep danger out, but to keep him safely, uselessly in. He feels a restless energy with nowhere to go. It turns inward, becoming anxiety, a free-floating sense of dread with no tangible source. Or it dissipates into a low-grade depression, a feeling of meaninglessness he can't articulate because, by all visible metrics, he has won the game. The poverty manifests most clearly in his relationship with challenge. A challenge, to the modern man, is something to be optimized away. A difficult person is toxic, to be cut off. A demanding project is burnout material, to be avoided. A physical hardship is unnecessary, to be outsourced to machines. The cultural mantra is work smarter, not harder, which has subtly morphed into arrange your life so you never have to strain at all. He has been sold the idea that the good life is a life free of resistance. But resistance is not the enemy of life. It is the definition of life. A muscle grows only by wrestling against a weight it cannot easily lift. A mind sharpens only by grappling with concepts it cannot easily grasp. A character is forged only in the friction between desire and obstacle. By systematically removing all weight, all grapple, all friction, he has been rendered spiritually flaccid. He is comfortable and he is weak. This comfort extends into his emotional world, creating a second-order poverty of feeling. He is encouraged to curate his emotional experience, to avoid negative people, to consume content that affirms his worldview, to live in a bubble of perpetual, mild positivity. Grief is pathologized. Anger is suppressed. Confusion is seen as a lack of research. He is taught to manage his emotions like a portfolio, divesting from the volatile ones. But a man who does not know his own depths, the cold darkness of his sorrow, the white-hot forge of his rage, the vast gray landscapes of his confusion, is a man living in a single, well-lit room of a massive, abandoned mansion. He calls the room peace, but it is merely isolation. He is emotionally sterile. He feels everything superficially and nothing profoundly. The poverty here is a poverty of depth. He has traded the rich, dangerous soil of a full human heart for the sterile, hydroponic ease of good vibes only. His days become a series of managed experiences, a subscription-based life. His food is prepared, his entertainment is algorithmically delivered, his social connections are maintained through curated profiles and low-commitment texts. He outsources his thinking to podcasts, his morals to influencers, his sense of direction to GPS. Even his risks are simulated: thrilling movies, violent video games, extreme sports with perfect safety gear. He consumes the idea of struggle, the image of intensity, while his actual existence remains perfectly cushioned. He is like a man watching a 3D film of a mountain climb, sweating and flinching in his seat, while his own muscles atrophy. The simulation is so vivid he sometimes mistakes it for living. But the body knows, the soul knows. There is an emptiness that no amount of high-definition distraction can fill. This is the central paradox of his condition. He has too much, and it has cost him everything that matters. He has freedom from want, but has lost his sense of purpose. He has freedom from pain, but has lost his capacity for joy, for joy is pain's twin, born from the same raw nerve of aliveness. He has freedom from conflict, but has lost his convictions, for convictions are forged in conflict. He lives in the world his ancestors dreamed of, and it feels, in his honest moments, like a beautifully appointed cage. The doors are unlocked, but he no longer knows how to walk on uneven ground. The comfort has made him fragile. The first crack in this plush cage often comes as a vague, persistent sense of nausea. It is not a midlife crisis with its dramatic sports cars and reckless decisions. It is quieter, more insidious. It is the feeling of wasting himself. He looks at his capable hands and wonders what they have truly built. He feels the strength in his body and realizes it is never tested. He listens to the wisdom in his own mind and notices it is only ever used to solve trivial problems. He is a tool of exquisite design, kept in a velvet case. He is dying of polish. This nausea is the beginning of awakening. It is the soul's immune response to a lifeless life. It is the first, faint recognition of the poverty. He starts to see the transactions he never agreed to. He traded vitality for security. He traded sovereignty for convenience. He traded the raw, unpredictable gift of a real life for the guaranteed, mediocre returns of a safe one. The bill for this comfort is presented not in dollars, but in lost time, in dulled senses, in a quiet desperation that plays out as endless scrolling, as compulsive buying, as a thirst that no drink can quench. To be poor in spirit is to have a deficit of meaning. And the modern world, for all its abundance, is a meaning-generating desert. It offers endless stimulation but zero significance. It provides constant connection but no communion. It promises happiness as a default setting, and in doing so makes happiness impossible, for happiness is not a state to be achieved, but a byproduct of a life lived in alignment with something larger than comfort. The man in the cage of plush is starting to sense this. He is starting to feel the ache of his own unused potential. He is beginning to understand that he is not depressed. He is underused. He is not anxious. He is calling out for a challenge worthy of him. The poverty has become visible to him, and with that visibility comes a terrible, necessary question. What is the cost of staying comfortable? And are you willing to pay it? The recognition of the poverty is not the end. It is the true beginning. It is the cold splash of water on the face of a man who has been sleepwalking in a warm room. He opens his eyes to the plush cage, and for the first time, he sees the bars for what they are. Not protections, but limitations. The unbearable weight is the weightlessness. The agonizing silence is the absence of a call to action. This realization carries with it a radical and terrifying imperative. If comfort is the poverty, then he must become deliberately poor in comfort to become rich in spirit. He must court friction. He must seek the weight. He must, in a world that screams for ease, learn the sacred art of voluntary discomfort. This is not a regression. It is the only possible progression forward. The journey out begins with a counterintuitive act, the reintroduction of small, deliberate hardships. He does not throw his life away. He does not abandon his responsibilities to live in the woods. That is merely another form of drama, another story to tell himself. Instead, he starts to insert tiny, intentional grains of sand into the well-oiled machinery of his daily existence. He wakes up an hour earlier, not to be more productive, but to sit in the silent, dark cold of the pre-dawn and remember what stillness feels like without a screen to mediate it. He turns off the climate control in his car and rolls down the window, letting in the real weather, the bite of the cold, the stickiness of the heat, the smell of rain on asphalt. He chooses the longer walk, the heavier weight, the difficult conversation he has been avoiding. These are not punishments. They are exercises. They are physiotherapy for a soul that has atrophied from disuse. He begins to reclaim his physicality from the world of convenience. His body is not a vehicle for carrying his brain from one comfortable seat to another. It is the primary instrument through which he experiences reality. So he seeks ways to feel it again. He lifts weights until his muscles burn and shake, not to sculpt an image, but to reconnect with the simple, honest signal of exertion and limit. He takes long walks or runs with no podcast in his ears, allowing the monotony of the rhythm to become a meditation, letting his mind wander into territories boredom usually guards. He learns a physical skill that is frustrating and non-utilitarian, woodworking, a martial art, climbing, something where progress is measured in bruised knuckles and aching muscles, not in likes or promotions. In the strain, he finds a strange clarity. The pain is clean. It is honest. Tells him, you are here. You are alive. This is the edge of your current self. This re-engagement with the physical bleeds into a recalibration of his attention. He starts a war on distraction, the anesthesia of the comfortable mind. He practices the excruciating discipline of doing one thing at a time. He eats a meal without watching something. He has a conversation without looking at his phone. He works on a task until completion, fighting the addictive itch to switch to something easier. He discovers that focus is a form of discomfort. It is the pain of excluding the 99 other things begging for his attention. But in that narrow, deep channel of attention, he finds a flow state that no scattered browsing can provide. He remembers what it is to be immersed, to be fully present in a moment that is not curated or convenient, but demanding and real. He turns his gaze toward his consumption, the lifeblood of the comfort economy. He sees now that every advertisement, every streamlined service, every time-saving device is a subtle argument for his own passivity. Says, you shouldn't have to do this. You shouldn't have to feel that. Let us handle it for you. He starts to ask a dangerous question. What if I should have to do it? He begins to cook meals from raw ingredients, enduring the mess and the time, rediscovering the alchemy of transformation. He repairs something instead of replacing it, feeling the satisfaction of problem-solving with his hands. He buys less but of higher quality and maintains it with care. He is not becoming an ascetic. He is becoming a participant. He is exchanging the passive role of consumer for the active, sovereign role of creator and steward, even in small ways. This shift is profoundly dignifying. The most difficult territory of voluntary discomfort is the emotional and social realm. He has been taught that good relationships are those free of conflict, those that are supportive and easy. But he begins to see that this often just means relationships free of truth. He practices the discomfort of vulnerability. He says the true, awkward thing instead of the smooth, expected one. He asks the real question. He holds a boundary, kindly but firmly, and tolerates the other person's disappointment. He learns to sit with a friend's pain without rushing to fix it, offering only the uncomfortable gift of silent witness. He seeks out people who challenge his thinking, not just those who affirm it. These interactions are messy. They are inefficient. They require energy. But they generate a connection that is textured and real, a connection that nourishes him at a level casual, pleasant interactions never could. Slowly, a new relationship with purpose emerges, not as a single, blinding revelation, but as a direction. Purpose is no longer a noun to be found. It is a verb to be lived. It is the sum of his voluntary engagements. His purpose is to be strong, so he lifts. His purpose is to be clear, so he focuses. His purpose is to be connected, so he risks vulnerability. His purpose is to be awake, so he embraces friction. Purpose becomes the daily, active choice to move toward what is difficult and meaningful, and away from what is easy and empty. It is the compass that points toward the storm, not the calm harbor. This man, engaging in this quiet rebellion, becomes an alien in his own culture. His choices make little sense to the economy of comfort. Why would he choose the hard way? Why would he not take the shortcut? Why would he welcome stress? To those still inside the plush cage, his behavior looks like self-flagellation or pointless nostalgia. They cannot see that he is not moving backward toward hardship, but forward toward vitality. He is trading the poverty of comfort for the wealth of aliveness. The currency of this new economy is not dollars, but resilience, clarity, depth, and the quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you can handle things, that you are built for more than consumption, that you are, in your essence, anti-fragile. The voluntary discomfort begins to compound. The man who can sit with physical cold finds it easier to sit with emotional uncertainty. The man who can focus on a hard task finds it easier to focus on a hard truth. The man who can endure the friction of an honest conversation finds he has less tolerance for the frictionless, empty chatter that once filled his days. His life becomes simpler, but richer. It becomes more demanding, but more his own. The noise of the world fades into the background, replaced by the clear, sometimes difficult, signal of his own existence. He no longer lives in a world designed to make him feel safe and small. He lives in a world he meets on its own terms, a world that is real, sharp-edged, beautiful, and demanding. And in that meeting, he finally, truly comes alive. He understands now that the opposite of poverty is not wealth. It is vitality, and vitality is only found on the other side of resistance. Comfort was the cage. Voluntary discomfort was not the lock, but the key. He walks out, not into a barren landscape of hardship, but into the fierce, bright, messy, and breathtakingly real world. He is no longer poor. He is, for the first time, truly rich.